New tonight, a Sand Springs man says his car was held hostage for months at a local auto shop. Fox 23 weekend anchor Morgan Martin looked into what happened and what you can do to protect yourself if you end up in a similar situation. It's her Fox 23 investigation.
There was cars in that building.
For Johnny Gregory, the past few months have been frustrating. He says his Ford Taurus needed some work done, so he reached out to a collision shop he'd used in the past near his home.
July 11th, I asked him for a quote to fix my car. He looked at it, said he could come in cheaper than previous quotes that I had. I said, fine, cool. What do you need from me? He said, just give me $2,000 deposit, which is about half, and we'll get it done.
Johnny says after he paid the $2,000, he was told his car would be ready in about 4 weeks. Johnny said the 4 weeks came and went and no word on his car.
I drove through the alley there and I could see my car in the window, and my car had been sitting in that same spot, covered in dust, for at least 3 or 4 weeks.
So he reached back out to the shop owner for answers.
We're sorry, I'm only down to one technician. I'll get it done probably by next week. Fine. Okay, thank you. Next week came, didn't hear anything from him. Tried to contact him again the following Monday, and his story changed to where he couldn't get the parts.
Johnny says communications with the owner stopped, and the number for the shop was now out of order. He says the next time he went by in person, he finally got a hold of someone inside who told him they were moving shops. Johnny says the owner eventually got back to him and said they had a limited amount of time to get out of the building.
I want him to be held accountable. I don't care if he flourishes. I don't care if he goes out of business. I don't care if this is the #1 shop in Sand Springs anymore. I want my stuff done. That's why I reached out to you.
Right.
So maybe I can get truthful answers.
At the time of our interview, Johnny's car wasn't in the shop, and while we were talking, a crew was moving cars off the property. I went to the hangar they were being moved to try and find the owner and spotted Johnny's car. A few minutes later, Johnny called and told me the owner had just gotten back to him and agreed to bring him his car back and the $2,000. We've chosen not to name the shop owner at this time because he did the right thing in this instance and returned the car and money. But I did speak to him the next day.
Give us a statement of some sort.
He told me over the phone that he'd been busy moving shops and didn't communicate the best with Johnny. But he says he didn't know that Johnny was in a rush to get the car back. He also says he didn't want to do anyone wrong, and that after the move, the body shop is closing for good. He said I could call him back in a few days and he'd give me more answers. When I did,
the wireless customer you are calling is not available.
The number had been disconnected. I sent him an email and it bounced back. And no one responded to me on Facebook Messenger. If you're ever unsure about a company, you can check to see if they have an active business license online on the state secretary website. I wanted to see if the shop held an active business license in Oklahoma. I found an LLC registered under the owner's name, but the name of the shop showed inactive, both at the same address. Before Johnny got his car back, he told me he'd filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. BBB president and CEO for Eastern Oklahoma, Amy Mitchell, says it never hurts to check out a company online before you use their services.
I recommend before you set foot in that door, you check out the company with BBB. Make sure that we have a great report on them. They've answered their complaints, doing whatever it needs to do. You also check their licensing. If they've got any with the DMV, as far as new dealerships, used dealerships goes, if they're the ones selling the warranty. Really do your double check. Look online for reviews to see what other consumers have said. Not all of those are going to be legitimate. Take it with a grain of salt. Use your best judgment and what the overall feeling is for the entire company.
Johnny says in hindsight, he wishes he requested an agreement in writing. He doesn't want this to happen to anyone else.
Documentation is the most important thing, and your friend. Keep the receipts. Get everything in writing, if at all possible, signed by both parties. Make sure you agree to what are in those terms. The more writing the possible, even if it's an email, correspondence with the owner should you have an issue.
Covering news that matters, Morgan Martin, Fox 23 News.
Now, Fox 23 is aware of several civil litigations pending against the owner of the collision repair shop, but at this time there are no criminal filings. We have the resources to check a company's BBB rating and state license in this story. Just go to fox23.com and look for this report under the Fox 23 Investigates tab.